From the view of the space station, you're looking at Starliner, a little more than 220 meters away. The crew has been given a go to switch back to manual mode and push in just a little bit to the hold box before pressing in. Team's continuing to analyze the hot fire test. And we're tracking and following along with the teams before going ahead to press in. From this view, in the orbital daytime, you can see some of the RCS jets firing as crew takes manual control.
Say again, Tony.
Are back in the box.
And
200 to 210.
Starliner crew confirming. From the ground, they just need to push in just a little more from where they are. An extra 10 meters or so should get them inside the box, the planned hold box. Again, and they'll continue to hold there. Right now, the crew on manual flight and continue to hold there until given the go to press inside the keep out sphere. We're just a few minutes away from the scheduled time that the crew is scheduled to depart inside the keep out sphere. We'll follow along with the teams as they give that go. This is Mission Control Houston. You're getting live views from the station of the Starliner, Butch Wilmore and Sonny Williams inside, manually piloting the Starliner in a station keeping hold position. Right now, just about 212 meters from the station. Station and Starliner are flying approximately 257 statute miles over the Pacific Ocean, approaching the west coast of Mexico, about to fly over the Midwest of the United States on a northeastern trajectory. In an orbital daytime, you're getting great views from the outside of the station. Teams continuing to analyze the Starliner before going ahead and is crossing right about now, but we'll wait for that go from both teams concurring to press in and go through those next steps to the 10-meter hold point. We'll get that view of Starliner a lot closer than what we're seeing now. We're attempting right now that are needed to enable a go to proceed inside the keep out sphere and ensure a safe docking to the International Space Station. The window for that second attempt opens at 12:33 p.m. Central Time. That's, of course,
Starliner Houston C in the box. We'll take auto.
Auto.
Crew manually flying again and station keeping within the hold window inside, right now inside 210 meters. Given the go to switch to auto hold mode, giving Butch and Sonny a break from stick time, holding in that position before proceeding inwards towards the keep out sphere. Again, we were talking about the windows. 12:33 is the beginning of that window. 1:19 p.m. Central Time is the back end of that window. Flight controllers here in the International Space Station. Flight to proceed inside the keep out sphere and go ahead and press in for that attempting for docking within the second window. We're following along very closely and coordinating.
Houston. So based on the hot fire test, the T2A2 and S1A1 had satisfactory results. We didn't get a result out of B1A3. So we're going to re-enable T2A2, S1A1, and inhibit B1A3.
We copy all. You're going to inhibit B1A3. The rest of them to us. I'm not sure what your data shows, but okay, copy all.
Okay. Just read that back. You felt all three.
Yes, we felt all three.
Roger. And by getting back T2A2, backup enable 1 became full again. And I don't think you switched out of that, but we're still go backup enable 1.
After that, enable 1 on, enable 2 is off. SMRCS.
Roger that.
So again, holding outside the keep out sphere, Butch Wilmore, Sonny Williams inside the Starliner spacecraft, working hand in hand with the ground controllers here, or the flight controllers here in Michigan. The teams worked together to hot fire some of the reaction control thrusters that went down. Looks like some of the reaction control thrusters, 2 specifically, performed well, so those will be re-enabled. 1 did not perform so well, so they're going to go ahead and inhibit that particular thruster. That one's B1A3. Currently analyzing the configuration before pressing in. The flight control team here in Mission Control Houston, the International Space Station flight control team, working hand in hand to make sure that we are jointly operating within the flight constraints needed to press inside the keep out sphere. Flight Director Vincent LaCourte here in the International Space Station flight control room, working hand in hand with Ed Van Cise, the flight director in Starliner Mission Control. We're continuing to follow along here in the International Space Station Flight Control Room. Let's go ahead and head over to the White Flight Control Room with the Starliner teams following along.
Starliner,
Leah and Jim.
Go to recover. It's an OrbTraj tab stop 8 for recover.
Stop 8, recover. Here we go.
Welcome back to the White Flight Control Room here at Johnson Space Center. Yes, we are monitoring Starliner here in this room. All teams continuing to analyze the data from the recent tests. And as you can see, Starliner in this live view from the International Space Station, it is essentially parked at about 200 meters away from the station. Again, we are waiting to move into the keep out sphere, that 200-meter radius around the space station. We are targeting the next docking window that opens at 12:33 p.m. Central Time. Now we are in another tracking and data relay satellite system handover. We expect to regain those visuals shortly. Meanwhile, here's another good look at the teams in Mission Control Houston both Starliner and International Space Station. As Gary just shared, over there on the left, in the middle of your screen, that is Neil Nagata. That's the Capcom you've been hearing speak with the crew. Down toward the bottom in the white shirt is NASA astronaut Mike Fink. You may have seen him on the launch broadcast yesterday. He is also a crew member. Director Ed Van Cise.
And Starliner progressing slowly through the approach corridor now. We've just reached 187 meters. 190 meters is the first distance, and Starliner's flight plan for docking. First milestone inside of the keep out sphere. Currently moving towards station at about 23 centimeters per second. We're going to continue our slow approach until the 10-meter point at which we have a planned hold where we will enable the NASA docking system, NDS, and then prepare for a final docking several minutes afterwards.
Starliner is directly lined up with the Node 2 forward port. That is where it will be docking today. Also docked to the Node 2 port are the SpaceX Dragon spacecraft. That's on the Zenith side. So once station.
Station Houston on the big loop. Starliner is inside the keep out sphere. Begin monitoring per 1.106